Hey everyone, I hope you're having a great day. I just want to talk to you today a little bit about a condition called adrenal fatigue, which I'm sure many of you have heard of, but I want to share my insights on this condition in case it helps you, because a lot of people today are battling this condition, especially those of you who have a complex chronic illness. So adrenal fatigue is basically a condition in which your body secretes the improper amounts of adrenal hormones. And so this includes things like cortisol, aldosterone, DHEA, testosterone, progesterone, estrogen, and basically those are the main ones. And then because you have adrenal hormone imbalances, this also tends to imbalance your thyroid. And so then you'll have a condition called hypothyroidism, in which your thyroid either doesn't produce or utilize, and more often utilize, thyroid hormone properly. And so when you have adrenal fatigue, this tends to cause chronic fatigue, especially in the morning. You'll find it hard to get out of bed. You'll probably be grumpy and irritable and anxious. You may have blood sugar imbalances and may need to eat frequently. You probably crave sweets or you crave salty foods. Both things are common. You might have blood pressure imbalances because adrenal hormones play a role in your body's blood pressure. Your blood pressure probably drops when you stand, and you may have a condition called POTS, or postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. And so what happens is when you stand up, your body does, because it doesn't have enough aldosterone and other hormones, what happens is your blood pressure then drops and your heart races to try to get enough blood and oxygen to your cells. And so those are some common symptoms of adrenal fatigue: irritability, brain fog, again, just always being on edge. And this is normal. I want to say it's not normal in today's world, but a lot of people have this condition because of the huge amount of stress that we're under, because there's a lot of really difficult things happening in the world, but also because of toxins, because of pathogens, things that cause inflammation in your body. And also living out of a state of fight or flight is a really big cause of adrenal fatigue. And so if you're always rushing, you're always living out of a state of fear or anxiety, all these things can weaken your adrenal glands. And so first and foremost, I just want to say that one of the most important things that I have found for balancing out and for healing the adrenal glands is to learn how to live out of a state of calm or a state of rest. And the best way to do that, first and foremost, is by cultivating your relationship with God, because God gives us peace. God teaches us how to live out of a state of rest. And you may find, for instance, that practicing brain retraining according to the leading of the Holy Spirit is one great way to entrain your brain into a parasympathetic or calming healing response. And so when you do brain retraining according to God's leading, this can permanently train your nervous system to just be in a state of calm. This can train your nervous system to just relax. And then in turn, this helps your body to not release adrenal stress hormones like cortisol, because this is what can really deplete your adrenal glands. And so similarly, you want to live a life that promotes calm. You don't want to be in contentious or abusive relationships. You want to work out of a state of peace or calm. And I think that these are the most important things you can do to balance your adrenals. In addition to that, you want to get rid of toxins and pathogens. And so that's also an important component, because these things cause the adrenal glands to secrete cortisol, because cortisol is one of the things that helps to modulate your body's stress response. It helps to modulate your immune function. And so when you've got pathogenic organisms or toxins wreaking havoc upon your body, this too puts a demand on your adrenal glands. So you want to treat those as much as possible. However, just know that the more you can get yourself into a calming, healing response, the more those pathogens and toxins are not going to lose their foothold in your body, because they can't live in a body that's at peace. Because when your body's at peace, your immune system also functions better. And that's a fact. That's been proven in studies. So those things are really, really important. Now, in addition to that, you want to support your adrenal glands with supplements, with nutrients. And if your adrenals are really depleted and you've got very low levels of cortisol, you may need small dosages of bioidentical hydrocortisone for a short time. And I'm talking something like 5 to 10 milligrams, maybe 15 at the most. And you don't want to take more than that because that can cause adrenal gland suppression, and then it can be very hard to get off of the hydrocortisone. But anyway, you want to talk to your doctor about that. But in addition to bioidentical hormones or hydrocortisone, you could try taking pregnenolone. And again, I'm not a doctor, so you want to ask your doctor what you should do. But I found for me personally that pregnenolone boosted my energy, it helped my mental function, it helped my mood during a time when my adrenals were really suppressed, because pregnenolone is one of your body's master hormones that your body uses to make other adrenal hormones. And so by supplementing with transdermal pregnenolone, this can help to give your adrenal glands a break. And anyway, and it's one of the things that, again, it's one of your body's master hormones, but you also want to do hormone testing to make sure that your body is utilizing the pregnenolone to make the hormones that you need. And because what can happen sometimes is that your body can create hormones that you don't need as much of, like, because it'll take the wrong pathway. And so that's just something to be mindful of. But anyway, if you find that it helps your energy, your mood, and your mental function, you may want to give it a try. And in addition to that, there are a lot of great vitamins and herbs that support adrenal gland function. You guys have probably heard of some of them. One of my favorites is licorice, and I particularly like the brand by MediHerb. It's a really concentrated form of licorice. And what licorice does is it inhibits the breakdown of cortisol in your body. So if you have low cortisol, especially in the morning, licorice can help your body to hold on to that cortisol that you do have. And in turn, it can help to boost your blood pressure. It can help to give you energy. And so that's a really, really great herb. It's also got antiviral properties. And so, for instance, it's one that's really been useful against COVID. And licorice is just amazing. So that's one herb. Another one is Siberian ginseng. Russian athletes use Siberian ginseng to help them perform in events, and it's really, really a great herb. But again, this is an herb you don't want to use if your adrenals are extremely depleted, because it can be somewhat stimulatory. But if you are relatively functional, you may find Siberian ginseng to be a great addition to your protocol. And there are a few other herbs out there as well. Rhodiola and ashwagandha are great herbs for modulating and balancing out your cortisol. Holy basil is one that's really good for lowering cortisol at night, because people with adrenal fatigue will tend to have high cortisol at night and low cortisol in the morning, or low cortisol throughout the day. And you want your cortisol at night to be lower so that you can sleep. And so holy basil is one herb that helps to lower cortisol at night. And then finally, there are a number of vitamins and minerals that support the adrenal glands. Vitamin C is probably the most important of these. So your body uses the majority of its vitamin C for adrenal hormone production. And so you want to take higher dosages of vitamin C. I would say anywhere from 5,000 milligrams on up. And you'll know how much vitamin C you need when you start to, like, let's say you start at a dosage of 1,000 milligrams and you slowly ramp up by 500 milligrams a day. Well, when you get loose stools, that tells you that's the dosage you need. So basically, or actually you want to ramp down just a little bit when you get loose stools. But one way you can figure out how much vitamin C you need is by starting out by taking, let's say, 1,000 milligrams, and then increase that dosage by 500 milligrams a day until you get loose stools. And then you want to once that happens, you want to back the dosage down by 500 milligrams or 1,000 milligrams, and then that's your ideal dosage. And just know, if you're battling a complex chronic illness, chances are you're going to need upwards of 4,000 or 5,000 milligrams of vitamin C. And so you want to buy a high potency product like Vitality C, which is a really good one, until your adrenals get back up. And when I was at my sickest, I actually needed up to 50,000 milligrams of vitamin C. And that's a very high dosage. It's really expensive to take that much daily. But if you need 10 or 20,000 milligrams, you might try taking that much temporarily till your adrenals get built back up again. But the USRDA's recommendations for vitamin C are extremely low. The body actually needs much more than, let's say, 500 milligrams a day. Even healthy people, I would say, need somewhere between 1,000 and 2,000 milligrams. And again, if you're battling a chronic illness, you'll need much more than that. most likely. In addition to vitamin C, pantothenic acid or vitamin B5 is another nutrient that the adrenals just really crave, and so you may want to consider supplementing with that as well as just a quality B vitamin complex product, because all of the B vitamins play a critical role in the processes that your body utilizes to convert food into energy. And so those are things that can really help to support your adrenal glands. So again, manage your stress. That's the most important thing. Develop your relationship with God. Maintain an anti-inflammatory diet. Eliminate pathogens and toxins, and then take adrenal supportive nutrients. But again, you guys, as I mentioned, the most important thing that I have found for balancing the adrenals is to manage your stress levels and learn to live out of a state of peace and calm. And I promise this will do wonders to heal your adrenal glands. So anyway, I hope this has been helpful. If you want to learn more, I encourage you guys to check out my healing course, A Top-Down Approach to Healing, Spirit, Soul, and Body. And I also write about adrenal fatigue in a number of my books on Lyme disease. And I also even write about it, I think, in my book on how to heal from depression. So anyway, if you have any questions, feel free to send me a message, and hope you guys have a great day.